Yeah, let me check it out. Oh, man, Sam, this thing would be perfect. I can't not buy it. Welcome back to Rebuild Rescue. So the other day, you guys saw, Sam showed me another airplane, and Sam told me, you know, we got to go take a look at this because it's such a good missions airplane.
This is the first time in a long time that I got a chance to fly a VTL Bonanza. This thing actually, it flies pretty good. It's just smooth and kind of uneventful.
Comfortable?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, 100%. You know, fuel burn looks like about 14 gallons an hour, and we're cruising along at, you know, like 140 knots.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, it's not too shabby. So the other day when I was sitting having lunch with Sam, and he's always doing this, he's always showing me airplanes all the time that he finds, and you know, he found this one airplane and was sharing some of his thoughts on it about how it's going to be an amazing missions airplane and how we need to reconsider the TB-20 being, you know, the Rescue Foundation's mission airplane, you know, and I'm not sure. So we're going to get out here. It's back out to Ohio again. We're going to get back out here to Ohio. We're going to check it out, you know, just see, you know, maybe we found, you know, another project or another airplane that we can use for the foundation. I think I would have to sell the TB-20 or liquidate something to afford it, though, you know, unless I go get a loan for it. But we'll see. We're really excited to check it out and see what it looks like. Bluffton traffic, Bonanza 184 Quebec is, we're about 7 miles out, going to join the 45 for 23 Bluffton traffic.
I don't know if anybody ever looks graceful getting out of an airplane.
I don't think so.
Hey, Dan.
How we doing?
How's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, brother.
Yeah.
How are you?
Wonderful.
So, where's this airplane? I've been so excited to come take a look at it.
We got to get back there.
Awesome.
So we'll have to drive back there, and she's in the hangar.
Cool.
So.
All right, well, I'm going to grab some tools. I actually do got to check the Bonanza because pretty much about 3 miles out, we lost all manifold. I guess the sensor went out or something, but I think we have like a vacuum leak. So I do got to check that. A second ago, I noticed that Mike didn't have my keys to the airplane, and he had a bunch of keys, and he's putting them into my door here. So he carries a set of every airplane key with him, just in case he needs them. Interesting. You don't do that with like your neighbors' houses, do you?
No.
Just kidding. Over here at Bluffton, they have a cat that is bigger than a dog.
His name's Piper, too.
Piper. We had some mice. We had some mice named Piper that we got out of the 401. So maybe he ate a couple. So when we were coming into land, about 3 miles out, we lost all of our sensors for manifold, and the engine started missing a little bit. So we think we have a vacuum leak. It's a good thing we brought Mike with today. So he's already digging into the Bonanza to see what's going on with it.
Found it.
You found it? What was it?
Broken hose or a tube.
See where it's not hooked up to the V there. Need to flare that fitting.
So we could, yeah, so
Easy
it's,
to fix.
so it's that little broken hose down there. Just flare that out, unhook it, and we're good to go.
Easy fix.
And he found it. Mike found it before I even got a chance to get over here and act like I knew what I was doing. What are you laughing at, Harrison?
Oh, nothing.
So right here is the culprit of the vacuum leak, and the reason why at 3 miles out my gauge went up to 29 up to 29, just pegged itself about 3 miles out, and the engine started missing just a little bit, not a crazy amount, but enough to definitely get my attention and everybody else's. So we're just going to reflare this thing and we'll get it installed and we'll be good to go. I mean, it's bonanza here. If you guys look at the engine, this thing's like brand new. I think it was like 230 hours or 320 hours or something on it. It's like new. Yeah, I think he had the hood up and everything off and that line off, and the problem figured out by the time I went to the bathroom and got a water.
Well, I want to find out if we had something serious.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the kind of problem, if you have to have a problem, that you want to have something that's pretty easy to fix.
Yeah, this is a gem.
Is that all good?
All good.
I think he's gonna pull the truck back around. We can load the tools up, and you're right, it's down there in the hangar.
So if you guys saw on the landing out in Ohio, we had a couple problems that created a little bit of chaos in the cockpit for us. Luckily, I've been using Pilot Institute. I am a student pilot. I took their private pilot course, and I'll tell you what, the training that I got in that course stuck right with me. I went right to my training. We were able to land perfectly, even with an issue. And if any of you are thinking about getting your private pilot's license, definitely click the link below and check out Pilot Institute. You can study for your private, you can get your instrument rating, they have check ride prep, commercial training, they have it all. And guys, they are a great company and great people. They support us here at Rebuild Rescue. They support aviation, and their products are second to none. They have an awesome 50% off Black Friday deal, so click the link below, get with Pilot Institute, get learning, and get up in the air. Now, let's get back to the video.
Hey Sam, what's happening?
How'd it go?
Good. Only thing we had is broken manifold pressure gauge line on downwind while coming into land, so it was a little interesting. Other than that, it was good. Yeah, but we landed and we're good to go. We're actually just about ready to open the hangar here and take a look at this thing, so I'll give you a call when we're done. All right, bud. I'll give you a call then. All right, bye. Wow, so here she is.
This be her.
Is this the, that's one of the new props. It's
Correct.
a speed mod.
Speed mod prop.
Always kind of wonder why one prop will go this way and the other props will go this way.
Well, they say the rule of thumb is that it's whether power is in or not, and they said this made a liar out of it.
Right. 2/3 to 1. Yeah.
What we have here is a 1980 Piper Saratoga turbo retract, so it's what a
Correct.
32T.
Correct.
So as Sam and I were sitting eating, and I believe Mike was there as well, and I tell Sam not to show me any airplanes. That's the rule. He had showed it to me and said, hey, you know, for a mission airplane, for the Rescue Foundation, the TB-20 is just not that good of an airplane. And then I thought about how hard it was the other day for Sam to get out of the Cherokee. And, you know, just because it's tough to get out, you know, and this does have club seating. It's got air conditioning. It is turbo, so turbo normalized. So, you know, you can get up to some flight levels, get above some weather and stuff like that a lot easier than a non-turbo airplane. The only thing is this had a gear up landing, so it's going to need some work. So let's take a look at this and check it out. This has 102 gallon capacity on 2 tanks, right, instead of the 4 where the older ones had,
Right.
which is nice.
Nice storage compartment up there.
So we can.
Cargo.
Joe said he can fly up here. So that's Joe's seat.
Oh, they make bigger airplanes.
We usually end up having Joe crawl in the back of all the airplanes that we need, you know, tight spaces. Look underneath here and see what.
See, I laid the carpet out for you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is good here. It just hit the cover. It didn't get any of the bolts at all. Nope. It didn't get any of the wing here. Doesn't look like it got any of the wing tip. It didn't lean over on either side, which is good. Looks like we got an antenna here. And actually a tiny bit on there, not much at all on the flap. Yeah, and then it's going to need a little repair here. Got some stuff here. Yeah, I figured this would have been because it pretty much took the whole grunt of the right side.
Right, but it pulled the structure inside.
Yeah.
So that has to be opened up.
Take a look at it and make sure there's nothing.
Yeah, there's a steel
Tore
piece that
in
this
here.
ties into a
Yeah.
U-shaped channel that goes up underneath it.
Yeah. Whatever this thing was.
That's a drain for probably the condenser for the
Air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it got a couple of the supports here.
Yeah.
These are all riveted on, so that's not a big deal. And the steps saved this whole wing over here.
Yeah, I kept it from touching. It just nipped it.
I'll go check out the gear door there. And here's the gear door.
Yeah. I came in one night from a night flight, and I come in with the switch and both balls broke. And I'm like, oh man. So I just tied me some LEDs up there and
Looks like a little bit of work here.
Yeah.
So it looks like it got the gear doors a bit, but it's nothing alarming. Pretty simple external repairs. A couple of the overflow tubes. Exhaust. Definitely needs some attention.
This has got the microfoam system in it too.
Okay.
So when you gotta take a leak, it just comes out.
Oh, really?
We call it the microphone. It's so fine to see.
It's that tube back in there. So
Don't lick it.
so this thing has a P tube.
It's got a P tube.
Nice. This Saratoga comes with a really special option. This is the bullhorn. So if you're flying over your friend's house and you want to like give him a shout out, right here, just yell into this and he'll hear you loud and clear. No, I'm totally kidding. Actually, this is if you got to go to the bathroom. This actually has a little bit of a suction on it, and it's gonna come out the bottom of the airplane, just like the 401. I wasn't sure if we should get this airplane, but now that I see that it has a P tube, I think we definitely got to get it. So it looks like about the same size door. Maybe it's a little bigger than a Cherokee door. Yeah, it might be a little bit bigger. Yeah, so it looks like we got 430, 340, an SL30, and a GTX 330, which isn't bad at all. We got a King autopilot. So here's air conditioning controls, the on and off switch, the fan speed, and the thermostat. The panel's actually really nice. Yeah, it's got some really good stuff. We got a JPI 700 here. We got the aerospace logic like is in the TB20. Got the JPI fuel flow sensor. So yeah, so it's got a really nice, all it needs is like an Aspen right here. It's got a pretty good panel. Some rosin visors on it. Seats seem to be in pretty good shape. Carpet's in good shape. It's got the trim on the floor instead of the Pipers I've been flying has the trim up here, which is so annoying. All right, let's take a look in the back. So one of the things with these Saratogas is this huge door, and Sam was telling me about this. Like if you wanna take passengers, if you wanna get people that have a tough problem, you know, getting in and out, you don't want to try to have them climb over a wing and drop down in an airplane. You want to have them come into some club seating in air conditioning, and then if you have some luggage, you toss it back here. I'm beginning to understand a little bit more why Sam shared this with me and why he was saying that, you know, we got to come take a look at this. He really thinks we should get it and make it our Rescue Foundation missions airplane. It's a little tough for me because I'm either going to have to get a loan for it or sell the TB20, which I really don't want to sell the TB20. But having that many airplanes doesn't make a lot of sense either, and this would fulfill a mission so much better for the Rescue Foundation. And you know, that's what's in our hearts, and that's really what I want to be doing. So this is it's going to be a tough decision. So although that muffler hit the ground pretty good, you look up here at the welds, all the welds are good yet. It's one of the biggest big concerns as far as being able to ferry this anywhere is you know, how much stuff needs done to it. So since this did have a slight bit of a modification on the prop tip and or otherwise known as a gear up landing, we're gonna have to pull this prop off. We're gonna have to take a dial indicator and check the run out of the crank just to see what we have. What we're hoping to do is we're hoping that the run out is within tolerances, so then we can do the AD of replacing the bolt in the back of the cam and then putting a prop on it, getting a ferry permit, and flying it home. But we're not gonna know until we pop this off and check it out. What do you think, Mike?
Let's get her a go.
All right. A few of you may know and a few of you may not know what is run out. So when you have a prop strike, you know, obviously there's a heck of a force put on the end of the prop, and that is also the crankshaft of the engine. And the run out tests how far out of whack the crankshaft is. Now, on the Lycoming AD, you have a clear, allowable run out is 0.005 thousandths. So it's a little tiny bit. So if it's anywhere past that, you know, we're gonna have to, you know, put a crank in the engine and do a complete overhaul. So we're hoping, Mike guessed over at lunch, we were eating lunch, that it was gonna be 005. That's what I was gonna guess too. So I'm gonna guess 0049 is what I'm gonna guess. I can't guess the same thing, it's no fun.
Yeah, really.
00475.
All right. Oh man. So all right, Harrison, what's your guess? Can you remember all those guesses? That's the question.
Remember the phone number. 0042.
All right,
Going real
0042. I like your guess.
I like my guess.
I like your guess. The only thing I don't like is I don't like on this airplane the length of the prop to the hub or the flange on the front of the crankshaft is like huge. Like this, it has a lot of leverage on it. So if one's going to be like majorly bent from a prop strike, this one will probably be it because it just has so much leverage on it. All right, so we got all the electrical connections off for the prop de-icing. That's one of the cool things about the Saratogas about this model is it has electric prop de-icing. Now, the other thing that would be nice, and I think we're going to reach out to a company about, is getting some de-icing boots on the wings, because I think they have them for this model. I think you can get a hot plate for the window too for known de-icing.
Right.
Or known icing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, known de-icing would be great.
Yeah. Have a pan of some sort because they're going to get some oil
Oh, that's right.
once the seal breaks on the front. There is that.
Hashtag fast airplane.
This installation is a royal pain because when you put it on, you can only get like 1.5, 2 threads on each nut until you get it down enough to where it'll stay by itself without 2 people holding the prop. There we go.
All right. Go ahead. I got the prop.
You sure?
Yep.
Don't scratch it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
All right, now we gotta loosen that.
A little grime in here.
Sludge, lead
Yeah,
sludge.
little lead sludge. It's
Yep.
always nice to see. So I guess this will pop right off, huh?
Well, we got belts here.
Oh, it's got the belt on it.
Yep, gotta take
Dual
this-
belts. Got it?
Yep, there you go.
Awesome. Perfect.
Must have been the R.
The air conditioner belt too. There we go.
All right, look at that. So now's the time that I start getting a little bit nervous, because now's the time when you find out if it's going to be $25,000 or if it's going to be $70,000. Let me run this around here, make sure there's nothing sticking up here.
Guess we ought to pull those top plugs out so it'll be a little easier to romp it over.
You won't pull them all out, right?
Well, might as well make it easier to turn over.
Heck yeah. You can tell the wisdom right there, because I'll be the one with bruises on my hands from where I'm hitting the ratchet, and he won't be.
As the Pennsylvania Dutch say, too soon old and too late smart. It's for the hot prop. The interesting part about this engine has updraft cooling.
Has what?
Updraft cooling comes in from the bottom, goes up past the cylinders and out the back. It doesn't do to top it down like most of them do. So that's why it has that big scoop.
Oh, okay. All right, so now is, like Mike just said a little while ago, the moment of truth. We will spin this engine over by hand. We're going to find out what this crank dials out at. It's like the nervous part. So what are the guesses again? I was at 0049, and I think we had 0047. Mike was at 005. We're at, well, there's some engraving right there, unfortunately. It's within. 4 is the highest it went.
So you won.
I did win, everyone. Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. Let me check that one more time.
Yes.
So you did win.
Yeah.
How about
Yeah,
that?
look at me. A&P Harrison.
I wish I was editing this video.
But it's been a little bit.
Yeah, it's got a little tweak to it.
Yeah.
I think they give. I think the 005 is obviously it's a face measurement, right? Interestingly, it was where there's engraving. It was kind of bouncing over that engraving. I'm going to check it one more time, and I'm going to move this a little bit. Obviously, we're turning the whole engine over. So now this is where all the stampings were, and we were going across the stampings before. Now we're on the backs of the stampings, and it's barely moving. So right now it's only showing a 0.003 difference from where we started. There was a 4. That was it. Yep. Yeah, and it did it right here as well. There's actually a scuff right there. So I'd say we're good.
Yep. So
What do you think?
Within 5, we're done.
Yes. Yes.
That's a good feeling.
Well, yeah, it's a difference between 20-some thousand and 70-some thousand, which is a huge difference, you know, and you just don't know until you check it and check it correctly. Like I said, you can move 1,000s like so easy. I was glad I brought the magnetic base, and there was a great place to catch it from because that other arm thing wouldn't have worked too well. But yeah, no, I think the only other thing you could do is put like a wheel on it, but even that would mess up a bit, you know, as far as on the indicator. But yeah, so the farthest it was out was 0.4. So Harrison, you're the winner.
Yes.
That means you get to buy next time. All right, so we got the prop off. We checked the run out. I wanted to thank you. You know, Dan was awesome. He let us pull apart his engine and check it out. You know, he took the whole day off to meet us here. The runouts within specs, you know, so, you know, we're going to be able to get this together and get it out of here a little bit easier than if it was bent. I really appreciate your hospitality here, and I'd really like to buy this.
I think we'll work something out.
Work out a deal on
Yeah,
it?
we can work out a deal. So, yeah, I appreciate it.
It's going to be a really cool mission airplane, and you know, for me, I mean, admittedly, it's not as cool as the TB20, and I'm probably going to have to sell my TB20. But you know, the idea is, you know, to help people, and that's really what's in our hearts. That's what we want to do. You know, so yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. This thing's going to be really cool. All right, Mike, we'll be back. We'll see you in a week or two. You're going to have it already, right? Guys, thank you for coming along for the adventure. We had an awesome time out here checking out the Saratoga. Guys, make sure you like the videos, subscribe, turn on notifications, and as always, thank you so much for coming along in the adventure that is Rebuild Rescue. Take care.